Hi everyone, alongside Mike Trossel, I'm Dave Giancola, and thanks for joining us once again as we relive an epic decade of US Opens. This time, it's the 1980s, and just when it seemed like golf's greatest major champion was slowing down, Jack was back. Nicklaus added his name to the US Open trophy for a fourth time at age 40.
And David looked like he might get a fifth title at Pebble Beach in 1982, but Tom Watson had other ideas, chipping in on the 71st hole to dash Nicklaus's hopes of another title.
And then the US Open returned to the Hamptons, iconic Shinnecock Hills, after 90 years, and watched Raymond Floyd emerge from a packed leaderboard on the final day to claim his fourth and final major championship.
Dave, and finally, Curtis Strange, one of the game's steadiest players, grinded out two hard-fought victories to close out the decade, in 1988 at the Country Club and 1989 at Oak Hill.
But first, we head to the Garden State. It's Baltusrol to watch the Golden Bears start the 1980s with title number 4.
Nicklaus has but one man to fear, Aoki.
They're at this huge 17th hole, 630 yards. Well, Aoki was 2 strokes behind with 2 holes to play yesterday and finished level with Jack. Same position today. Can he do it again? Third shot. Nicklaus already on in 3. Oh, I say, this man never gives up. So this, a tremendous putt for Nicklaus. Oh, birdie 4, 7 under. Now looks certain to break his and Trevino's Open record aggregate of 275. Quite staggering. But still, this man battles on. Aoki. Jack and Angelo watch from the side. He's done it. A birdie 4, 5 under. He's played with Nicklaus every one of the 4 days, and this afternoon he's matched Jack's score precisely at every hole on the homeward 9. Nicklaus, 7 under, chasing the championship and the record. And Aoki, 5 under. Both apparently safe. And just look at those crowds. Well over 100,000 spectators have been here this week at Baltusrol. And now they gather to see the final pair's third shots to the 18th green. Aoki from off the fairway. Can he produce one of his magical strokes? Needing to hold this really to have any chance of a playoff. And it's not a bad-looking shot. Oh, he can't. Oh, what a tremendous effort from Aoki. Now Nicklaus is third. Looks to be safe enough with strokes in hand. It is indeed. Within seconds now of the first prize of $55,000, but far more important than that, his first victory in the United States for almost 2 years, and his first major championship since the 1978 British Open Championship at St Andrews. The 16th major championship of his professional career. 5 Masters, 4 PGAs, 3 British Opens, and now his 4th United States Open. This for a birdie 4. Let's do it. Yes, it's there. A birdie 4, 8 under, a total of 272, breaks the old championship record by 3 strokes. Jack trying valiantly to make sure that Aoki gets a fair putt. Aoki, who's already assured of second place, and the prize for that is $29,500. And should he hold this small putt, he will also break the championship record, the previous championship record, and collect an extra bonus from a golfing publication. Yes, that's it. A birdie, round of 70, a total of 274 for Aoki. And they will long remember him here at Baltusrol. the man from Japan, but it's Nicklaus's day.
Now it was Sunday, and on the first hole, David Graham had this long putt for a birdie attempt. It set the stage for the rest of the day in the hole. The lead was now down to 2. Graham went on to birdie the second hole. And then the lead was 1 as George Burns hit this approach shot on the par 5 fourth hole. There's a creek there, short of the green, not in the water, but inside the hazard. He played it out, but had to settle for a bogey. They were tied for the lead as up ahead Jack Nicklaus was playing the 12th hole. He almost had to make this long birdie putt to have a realistic chance to win the championship and defend his title. So he went boldly for the hole, but it trickled by and by and by. Had that long one for a par, missed it, and that bogey just about put him out of contention. But Bill Rogers was very much in the fight on the 12th hole here. With this putt for a birdie, pulled within 1 shot of the lead. He had quietly made his way to within striking distance. It was still Graham, however, with Burns fighting it head and head. And now David, as he hit his approach shot to the 15th hole, had taken a 1-shot lead. He had a birdie on 14, the hole before this one. Look at this approach shot. This is the way the man played all the way around on that final round. Well, Burns knew what he had to do. A very makeable birdie putt there for David Graham. George had a good approach shot to this point. This birdie would keep his hopes alive if he made it. Thought he saw a little right to left break. Not that much. Graham went on to make his birdie and led by 2 strokes. The Australian still led by 2 on the final hole, the famous 18th at Merion. Here was his final approach shot of the day. To this point, every approach shot in his round had put him within putting distance of the hole, and so it was to be again. A fine shot, a championship shot to the 18th hole at Merion, with the famous wicker baskets on the flagstick. You'll see him make this little putt now for a par, a round of 67, 7 under for the championship. David Graham had won. As for George Burns, he bogeyed the final hole, had to settle for a tie for second with Bill Rogers.
Look at that. Nerves of steel, this man. Right into the center of the hole. He finishes at 4 under, just as if he was playing a little Sunday afternoon 4-ball for Who Buys the Drinks. Oh, what a man, and what a target he set. For Watson, who's still got a couple of holes to play.
For Watson, simple, the situation to figure out. 2 pars and you tie. A par and a birdie, you win. A par and a bogey, you lose. A 2-iron, we're told. 210 yards again.
Yep.
This down. And he's over into the deep stuff. Oh, going to be tough to hold it close from there, isn't it, Dave? But
this is a shot of his that he generally plays very well. Of course, the conditions now that he has to play the shot test anyone, so we'll just have to see. Looks good.
Done.
Looks good. Do you believe it? Do you believe
What
it?
can you say? Tom Watson, pitching into the hole for a birdie, has taken the lead in the U.S. Open. 1 more par, and he's finally won it. We said high drama on the shores of Carmel Bay, and that's what it's turned out to be.
Well, the
And
crowd.
now the roar from the crowd at 18 as it's posted on the board. Nicklaus watching. Nicklaus watching our coverage on a monitor. Now knows that he can't do a thing. A man like Jack Nicklaus doesn't like to stand there helpless. Tom Watson almost disbelieving.
Good looking shot in the air. Let's see. Good.
There you have it.
All right.
Should be able to get down in 2. What a way to win. What a way to finish. After bogeying the 16th hole, Tom Watson has birdied 17 from off the green. Birdied 18. He wins it by 2 from the greatest golfer of them all, Jack Nicklaus. His first U.S. Open. Happy Father's Day, Tom Watson. Very good.
It's just terrific.
Marvelous. congratulated now by the man he just beat out, by Jack Nicklaus, four-time winner.
Going with the wood. He's very good left to right player. Probably a 3 or 4 wood, and this with the pin in the right side of the green. Good kind of shot for him to have. Good swing.
There it is.
He's on the green.
On the putting surface. Right, Ed. What was the mood out there, Ed, before they began?
Well, Larry seemed pretty loose, amazingly so for being in this situation. I thought he was in a very good frame of mind.
Larry Nelson at the 16th, par 3. Long putt, Ed, about what?
Jack, he must have 60 feet to the hole.
Oh, my, look at this putt. Ladies and gentlemen! You've got to be kidding me. Oh, my goodness. Right in the heart.
Larry Nelson. Let's see, how long would you say that is? Maybe 10, 9, 10 feet?
Well, it's a good 10.
Yeah.
And if he makes it, I just have to feel you would have to bet your life that he would be the winner. Not much break, Jim, and it is slow going there. Pushed it.
Well,
all they can do now is wait.
a bogey 5 for Larry Nelson. So he will finish the championship. The 72 holes, 4 under. The final round of 67. Final rounds of 65 and 67 after 75-74. What a 36 holes. Last chance for Tom Watson on the 18th. He must make a birdie to tie Larry Nelson and force a playoff for the U.S. Open Championship. There have been very few birdies here.
Good lie, Rossi.
He's got a perfect lie, David, and this is a 7-iron now. That's how far he drove it. Drove it 310 yards.
Wow.
Pulled it, though.
Oh, it's way over. Way
I'll
over
say,
into the crowd.
Jim, he is so hopped up, I think, that, I mean, that drive, you just can't believe how long that drive was.
Has to go in the hole. Too hot.
Hold it. Hold it.
No, that's going all the way down to the front of the green. And Larry Nelson has won the United States Open Golf Championship at age 35.
Dave, this putt down the hill, what about this one? You wouldn't care to name the odds on getting this in 1, would you?
No, thank you. Plus, he's got to try not to make 6.
Yeah.
I mean, the dilemma here, you want to make it, obviously, is you want to make all of them. But if he gives it a wrap, Peter, it's going to go 5 or 6 feet back.
Not a bad-looking putt, though, is it?
Can you believe it?
Do you think that some things are fate and some things are meant to be? Because you can't do any better than that. That is almost awesome and godlike. Fuzzy, he may think he's made a birdie. I don't know what Fuzzy thinks.
I doubt that, seriously, Peter. But would you like to go over the 3 4s that man just made? At 16, 17, 18? You can't make 1 4 out of the 3.
No, I think it's just incredible. And that, when you try and explain to non-golfers what this game's all about and how it can change, it's seemingly such a passive game.
He surrenders.
That is marvelous, you see. That is something that doesn't happen in too many other sports, and Greg responding.
I accept.
And the people, yeah, I certainly do. Can I have that in writing, please?
That's right. This putt, big swing right to left. And fast down by the hole. That should be below the hole.
No.
Hold it, hold it. Oh.
And that one left to force the tie. He's done it. Fuzzy Zoeller with an even par round of 70 after getting a 3 under at the end of the front 9. He comes back 3 over. Boy, will that be something tomorrow. 2 great sportsmen going at it, 18 holes for the National Championship of American Golf. There it is. Zoeller 4 under, Norman 4 under. Well, here's the last shot struck in anger, except for putting, he hopes.
That's a 3-iron. It's going a little left, but I think it's going to catch the green.
Yes, he did. And he's safely on the final green.
He just wanted to try that putt that Norman made yesterday.
Now Greg Norman.
Maybe Frank Hannigan can enlighten us a little on that.
This is a good-looking shot going right at the flag.
Oh, gorgeous shot. Well, a good one to end up with, at any rate, for Greg Norman. Okay? I've been looking through the record book, by the way, and I think there have been 23 playoffs scheduled for 18 holes in the history of the U.S. Open. This, if he holds the 8-shot lead, it'll be the biggest margin. Ah, now, returning the surrender towel of yesterday, Greg Norman said, okay, I give in, but with honor and with sportsmanship.
I don't know that I've ever seen that, where the man congratulated his opponent before they're actually finished.
Right. Round of 75 for Greg Norman. Now, Fuzzy Zoeller with the par putt would give him a round of 67, the second best round in the championship. Tie for second best, and he had the best one of 66 last Friday, which seems such a long time ago.
That's a terrific round of golf, and I think 67 would have won, no matter how well Greg would have played it. Look at this. There, as they said, they'll still be friends after it's all over.
That's the way it is. A hug for his caddy. Frank Urban Zoeller, age 32, of New Albany, Indiana, the United States Open champion for 1984.
That's to the right.
Every time somebody gets the lead by themselves, trouble.
We may play forever. Feet above, ball tends to slide out going right. What a
Oh my goodness!
What a shot.
There sits the championship a few inches away. And the moral of the story, never, ever give up. Not after a string of injuries, not after a 7-year drought, not after you hit every bunker on the golf course, it seems, not after it seems you've lost it and have to come back again. Never give up, and Andy North didn't.
Raymond Floyd, an inexorable presence all week, wasn't waiting until Sunday to make his move at the leaders. Playing with a quiet confidence and determination born of experience, Floyd went out and took a run at Shinnecock. He attacked when he could and played conservatively when he had to. His 70 kept him safely in contention, but masked just how well he was playing. He had what his contemporaries called that Floyd look. To those paying attention, Raymond Floyd had sent a message. The game is on. Gradually, Shinnecock began to thin out the field. Hal Sutton, recognized for his strength and accuracy, was in the final pairing, but turned in an erratic round with 3 birdies canceled by 4 bogeys. But while the other leaders fired and fell back, Raymond Floyd continued his march to his first United States Open title. Of the 156 players who had vied for the ladies' affection on Thursday morning, only the gentleman from North Carolina remained on Sunday evening. An 8-iron to 10 feet on the 16th hole set up another birdie. This putt gave him his eventual 2-stroke margin of victory. Pars on the 17th and 18th holes gave him a 66 and a 279, the only player in the field under par.
Simpson's tee shot on the long 16th was in the rough, but a good second shot, and this 9-iron, steady as a rock. Simpson drains another birdie putt. This one from 18 feet and moves to 3 under. He's taken the lead in the Open. A 2-iron and an 8-iron on the final hole leaves Simpson just 20 feet below the hole and made his walk to the 18th green more enjoyable. The par putt to finish a remarkable round. Simpson played the last 9 holes of the Open in 32 strokes to finish with a 67 for the day and 277 for the championship. 35 feet from a tie for the championship and a playoff. Just enough speed taken off to leave it short. Tom Watson did not lose this Open. Scott Simpson won it.
Even par round of 71.
Yeah, in for the U.S. Open. Way to go, Curtis.
Curtis Strange of Virginia has won the United States Open Golf Championship. He's the American champion of golf. There's Mark Harmon caddying for him today. And Nick Faldo with the pat on the back and the handshake.
But the hottest player on the course this day is none other than Curtis Strange. He birdied the first 2 holes and had an eagle on number 4. A pitching wedge to 15 feet has left him with this putt for a birdie on number 14. And Curtis is now 6 under for the day, 5 under for the championship. On to 18, and this putt for the course record. He'd like to have that one, and the crowd salutes his effort. A tap-in par, and Curtis Strange has his 64. He leads the Open with 135 for 36 holes.
Curtis at 16.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Get in the hole.
There it is.
Yeah.
The drought is over.
Jack, 35 straight holes without a birdie. Great putt.
It's the greatest feeling in the game, coming to the 18th hole and knowing you've won. All you have to do is just figure out some way to get it down in 2 or 3, and it doesn't make much difference.
You've had that feeling 4 times, and now he's had it twice.
It's a great feeling. All right, first bogey of the day, and he's the champion again.